bee yoga. Take up bee yoga. So I'm going to start some classes online. Bee herders. We got an exciting mobile adventure for you today. Bees in the camper. Stick around. So, July 4th weekend's approaching. You're ready to go on your camping trip or have the family over, and you go out to your camper and it is infested with honeybees. They're all over the floor and the wall. What are you going to do? Well, you find someone like us who does honeybee removals. Wild thing about campers is every manufacturer builds them different, and you never kind of know what you're going to get into. So our situation here is on the outside is our power access port, where our main power line comes into the camper, plugged into shore power. And bees have entered around that cable and got into this void between two pop-outs, slide-outs. And are above this, which I assume is a heating unit right here, forced air heating unit, propane. There's kind of a floor in it, and the bees are right above it in a void. Campers, maximize space, so any of these voids in the walls always has extra stuff in them. So once we get this paneling off, we'll know what we've got to work around. Hopefully it's not too terribly bad, but we won't know until we pull it open. We'll see here in just a minute. It's nice and hot and humid, not a lot of airflow. Yeah. And the bees have been in here for a minute, so there were a bunch of dead bees on the floor, and I mean a bunch of dead bees on the floor when we got here. They had come out trying to get to the light and couldn't get out, so smells pretty good in here now. But this couple did the right thing. They got a hold of some professionals that know what they're doing. At least I like to think we are, or we do. Christy does. I don't. Mike does, but he's not here today. So anyhow, we'll get them out. We'll see what we've got behind this paneling in just a minute. Stick around. Oh joy. Gobs o' honey. Always my favorite. Yep, they have stacked the honey away now. Our brood comes up here close to the entrance as usual. Not only is there a pile of honey, there's also a pile of honeybees. And wires. It's always my favorite. Squirrels have been in here too, storing away acorns.
I saw a mouse run out.
Yeah, that's what you get when you get a honeybee colony. All those little things they join in on the party. Yep.
Holy cow.
For that little bit of brood, that's all capped honey on the other side. I bet it weighs 10 pounds. These girls had a good spring and summer, but unfortunately, I'm taking it all from them. Wow. That's all I got to say about this one. We counted there 17, we think, pieces of comb that are every bit of 20 inches long. And we'll get a measurement, but 20 inches long, 10 inches tall, and 1 to 2 inches thick. And the first 10 of them, it seems like, are nothing but honey. There's probably, I don't know, 15 plus gallons of honey in here, which will give the majority to the homeowners or feedback to these bees. There's nothing we can do with it coming out of a dwelling like this. You can't guarantee its purity. I don't know what it's been treated with or what's in this wood or if anything's been sprayed on it, but this colony has been here all spring and all summer. They probably moved in, I don't know, last summer, late. Looking at the color and age of some of this comb as we get closer to the front there. And, whoop, there goes the light. So I'm already covered in honey and water and everything else, and bees crawling all over the place. And we're just getting rolling good. I think we've removed 5 pieces of the comb.
And it's hot.
And it's hot and sweaty, and I'm sweating in places that a man my age is not supposed to have to sweat. So.
Well, a woman my age too, thank you.
But we'll get it, no
Yay.
worries.
Bee herding.
We're herding bees.
It's fun.
You know, it's funny, I see, and I thought the same thing when I was a new beekeeper, you know, but hey, can I just put a box out, you know, a beehive box out near this hive that's in my house or my camper, and the bees will come out and move into my box and leave my house? Well, why would they do that? Look at all this they've got in here, all of this honey, all of these babies and comb. They have no need to leave this. They're not just going to abandon it. At best, you may catch a swarm off of that original colony. But you're not going to catch or cause bee yoga. Take up bee yoga. I'm going to start some classes online. But they're not going to leave this colony. You've got to have them removed. Imagine if we were to spray this colony inside this wall, what would happen? Not only would all these dead bees be in your wall, which there's a ton of, but now you've left all this comb in here too. And the mice and the small hive beetles and the wax moths and the roaches and everything else is going to turn a bad situation into an absolute catastrophe in fairly short order. So you certainly do not want to do that. Folks, this has been a tough one. Luckily they were easy to get open. We're about halfway through now. Christy can pan up here and get a little video. It's late in the day. We still got several pieces of comb to remove. Still working around wire and other stuff. We've swapped bee boxes or catch boxes. We've got one full already. And I don't know how many pounds of honey that we've pulled out. But it's ridiculous. This is a strong colony. Looks like a really strong queen. And they're definitely prolific honey makers and fairly docile. They've not been aggressive at all or overly defensive during the removal. So hopefully here in a few more minutes we'll have it knocked on out and be able to roll out of here. It's been a challenge. I'm tired. Stick around. I have to stick around, I guess.
Me too.
Yeah.
Back at it.
It's a big one. A real big one in a tight spot.
We're almost got it though.
Almost got it wrapped up. Probably, I don't know. There was well over 200 pounds of honey in the colony. Well, yeah. I don't know how they managed to cram it all in that spot. They did. Didn't see the queen, but it was such a tight spot. There were so many clusters. Sure, we got her in the back. Campers are a challenge, folks. It's been about 10 days since the camper removal, and you guys have seen up to this point how much of a challenge that was. And we weren't sure if we had the queen or not. If you watched any of our videos in the past, you know typically we try to herd the queen to a position where we can catch her, but it's not always possible, and that was the case at the camper. But we brought the hive home, put them in their new boxes, and stacked a box full of drawn comb, a medium full of drawn comb on top of that. We've not messed with them now for about 10 days. Only that's enough time if we do have the queen. She's calmed down and started laying again. So I've come out today to inspect that colony and see if we did get lucky and we did get the queen. We're pretty sure we had her. Typically you can tell by what's going on in the catch box and kind of the noise they're making. So we were fairly certain we had her, but we're not 100% sure, so we're going to check just to find out. So we're in the summer dearth, and these girls may be queenless. So typically, if they are queenless, the moment we pop the top, you're going to know if they've been queenless for a little while. I'd say so far, not overly defensive. So maybe they do have a queen in here. Let's see what's going on. They've drawn out some of these center frames up here in the top. I'm not looking for her, just evidence of her. Oh yeah, we got lucky. There are eggs and small larvae in there. And on this next frame, we have pretty good laying pattern, capped brood, uncapped brood. So I'm not concerned with actually seeing her. That's plenty of evidence to tell us we have her. Still some nectar coming in. Oh, there's the queen. There she is right there. Look at that, would you? How lucky is that? There's our queen. So yeah, we got her. We'll place her back down in here gently. Close the top and call that good. Well, how lucky can you get? Look for the queen. There she is on the frame we're looking at. We didn't close this video out the other night. It was dark. We were hot, sticky, and exhausted. I think it took about 6 hours to get the bees out of the camper. So, but mission accomplished. We have a queen, and I think we'll have a viable colony. We're gonna have to feed them pretty heavy to get them through winter. But that is the life of someone who does bee removals. So until next time, y'all keep on keeping on.